Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Saints are back on the practice field today. OTAs. Our buddy Shawn Fazende, Fox 8, was there. Good enough to join us now. Shawn, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Does basically everyone just flock right to the quarterbacks to see those guys?
Yeah, and look, they've so far in the limited amounts we've been able to see that they've been sort of the talk of the two practices. So it's natural you gravitate towards the quarterbacks, and their performances have kind of confirmed why we've been watching them so much. So I think all of the above.
What'd you see today from the quarterbacks?
I saw why the Saints drafted Tyler Shough, and if you're a Tyler Shough guy, you saw, well, if you weren't there, but if you know, what was on display was what attracted him, the Saints to him. I mean, the arm talent is very, very, very real. He opened 7-on-7 with an effortless 60-yard bomb to Bub Memes for a touchdown during 7-on-7. 2 sessions later, not 2 sessions, but two sets later, if you will, the way they were doing it, the way they were rotating. He did it again to Donovan Peoples-Jones. He had another great throw, kind of on a deep corner route to one of the tight ends where he fit it in nicely. So the arm talent, the confidence, and just sort of the maturity and comfort, I think, is there. Now, he also threw the first interception that we've been able to see with where I think is his biggest vulnerability right now. That's just he's just not quite seeing it in that intermediate between the seams part of the field. That's where he's getting a little jammed up, so to speak, and he was late on a throw and got picked off. But the explosiveness was certainly there, and it's 7-on-7, so you can't get too far. You gotta really temper your evaluations, but just the raw physical talent, I think, was on display today.
Right. So in 7-on-7, obviously you don't have a pass rush, which is a huge question in composition. Whenever I hear something like that, though, Shawn, my brain goes to, okay, do you praise the offense or are you worried about the defense? So flip it over and tell me on those plays and really in the OTAs today what you saw from the secondary.
Well, I do think the offense has been a step ahead during those 7-on-7s, but the 7-on-7 period is generally an offensive period. But even with that, for instance, Spencer Rattler went 10 for 12 today, while Shough went 9 for 12 today. And this is coming on the heels of 8 for 8 for Rattler last week and 7 for 8 for Shough. So I think you're kind of seeing the math here. So, we talked to Alante Taylor. He kind of said, it's one thing during 7-on-7, but it's a lot different with a pass rush. I would just say, look, they're missing some guys on defense right now. It's geared more towards the offense, but I think at some point that side of the ball's got to catch up a little bit.
The two receivers you mentioned there, Bub Means and Donovan Peoples-Jones, are not the receivers I think many of us are expecting to be standout guys. It'd be great if they are. But are you noticing anything from Olave, Shaheed? Obviously, both those guys coming back off injury.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Shaheed today had the most receptions of anyone. He had 3, and it was sort of a quick slant, run after catch type play. It was a middle of the field dig route from Spencer Rattler. He had another one as well. He almost had a 4th one where he got behind a defender. Rattler slightly underthrew him, so the defender was able to close and it was able to knock it away. Chris Olave was really smooth, working at that sort of second level of the field. I thought Rattler's best throw was a deep dig to him today as well. So both of those guys look fully recovered, fully confident, and embracing the new system, the more offensive-friendly system that the Saints certainly have right now. So they've looked good, but again, they're in very favorable positions right now. They can't get hit, and there's no pass rush right now. So it's a good thing, but they are certainly nowhere near a finished product.
I'm glad you brought that up. Shawn Fazende's our guest. He's on Twitter at Shawn Fazende, Fox 8, if you want to give him a follow. Whenever you can't hit, it's why until they put pads on Shawn, it's almost worthless to talk about the line of scrimmage. The rotation the line offensively is interesting with Penning moving, but is there anything that you're seeing on either line of scrimmage that's notable so far through the couple OTA practices you've all been able to see?
It's just the personnel on the offensive line, in my opinion. I mean, look, we've all been talking about the Trevor Penning skill set. It felt so obvious for a long time that he is a guard. I mean, you talk about how powerful he is, how well he moves going forward, how much he struggles with lateral quickness when he's out there on an island, how much his footwork kind of goes away when he kind of gets crossed up by those edge defenders. He's a mauler in the run game. I mean, he puts his hands on you. I mean, you've seen it a couple times on tape where, I mean, he puts guys like in the ground. I mean, like buries them. So that to me is the most compelling storyline, is the personnel up front, because this to me, and just listening to Kellen Moore, this is the five they're going to go with until otherwise noted, because it certainly feels like that's the five they want to start this season. And I think it's you think about it, you have Banks, who's a natural left tackle, as your left tackle, who's a rookie but still a left tackle. Fuaga's a natural right tackle, and now you have Penning, who shifts again, but he shifts back to his more natural side, and to me is going to be his more natural position. And I think, look, they've had so much investment up front.
Yes,
this needs to be a strength of the team. They can't just be competent. This needs to be a strength of the team, and hopefully this is the right mix to get those guys. And I'll also say they've got some quality depth with Clapp, Landon Young, and Dylan Radons as well, as your sort of your three. Nick Saldivary's got some starts as well, but I think they've got talent up front, but also, unlike last year, I think they've got some quality depth pieces as well.
Shawn, a couple more. The guys, you're so right too. I mean, 4 first-round picks, and McCoy's a second round. Like, look at your offensive. Like, this has to be. You have so much invested. Like, they have to be good.
Right.
Look, Penning's a miss as a tackle. He's a miss as a tackle.
Yep.
But get something out of him. Sorry. This is also the time of year where you can start to maybe see some off-the-radar guys, rookies, UDFAs, just start to flash a little. Has anybody caught your eye a little off the radar?
I like Yarn, the running back, one of the Dakotas, the undrafted rookie,
Marcus
Yarn.
Yeah.
I think that's a guy. He's got good vision. He's got some speed that you can work with. It's a guy they really pinpointed during the draft. They may have had another pick, possibly they would have gone with him. But he was one that they really valued in the undrafted free agent process, and they didn't have quite as many undrafted free agents because they had such a big class. So to me, that's been the one guy that I look back and say, because he's getting a few more reps because Kamara's not there. So he's the guy I think that's got a skill set that could perhaps translate to this level where he potentially makes the roster. And, who knows after that. So I think of the off-the-radar guys, I think that would probably be the one that qualifies most, just as someone that's done a couple things to stand out.
Last thing, observation of the coaches as someone, you've been there for Peyton, and you've been there for Allen and Rizzi, and now Moore as a first-time head coach, or the assistants. Any observations from Kellen Moore or the staff?
Yeah, I think Kellen Moore is not going to be the rah-rah guy. He's going to be more of a relatable type coach where he's close to the guys in age. He's not going to be the yeller. He's kind of walking around. It looked like he was calling some plays earlier. I don't know if he was calling the plays during 7-on-7. I had a chance. I was a little concerned because the few times we had a chance to meet with him in the media, really, especially during the whole Derek Carr fiasco, he was really buttoned up. You could tell he was just trying not to say the wrong thing. But I had a chance to kind of not hang out, but chat with him for about 10 minutes over at the Saints Hall of Fame golf tournament. And it really put my fears at ease because he was a very relatable guy off camera, really cool guy. You can kind of sense why the players can relate to a player like that. So I think that's probably more than what they're seeing behind the scenes. And look, they put all their confidence behind him. He brings a certain style. It's definitely different from I guess you could say even the previous 3 coaches. When you throw Darren Rizzi in there, but I do think change was needed. And I think you're seeing it just because. The OTAs, Matt, this is probably the lightest workload I've seen during OTAs. I mean, I've never seen them not do a live 11-on-11 during OTAs in all my years covering the team until now. So this is what he prefers. They're kind of doing it incrementally, and they're also, aiming for longevity with some health and players. So it's a welcome change, and so far so good.
Shawn Fazende, Fox 8 in New Orleans. He's on Twitter at Shawn Fazende, Fox 8. Go give him a follow. We appreciate it as always, man. Thank you.
All right, bud.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.